LIFEFORM Chairs has been a leading manufacturer in the office chair industry for over 45 years. With 5 generations of experience as a family-run company, starting with leather upholstery, customer service and quality production is our goal. The heirloom quality can be seen and felt in our products. Providing the world's most customizable office chairs, we can accommodate any user. Our products have been proudly handcrafted in Calgary, Canada since 1976. I'm sitting here in the 5694 balance chair in the deluxe version. We're going to talk about how to go about adjusting it and the benefits to it. There's 2 adjustments that I like to make before getting into the rest of them, and that's going to be the height adjustment as well as the seat depth adjustment. Those are the only 2 that we need to stand up for. First, we'll start with the height adjustment, and on the right-hand side of the chair, we have a feather tail paddle that can rotate towards the front of the chair. And as we sit up, it'll raise that seat up. Now, as we're sitting, we can rotate that paddle to lower the chair to our desired height. From an ergonomic standpoint, we like to see our hips just slightly above our knees with our feet flat on the floor, or better yet, on a footrest to help open up the angle of the knees and promote better circulation throughout the knees and the hips. As long as we're sitting with our hips in the back of the chair, it's going to be a good foundation for a good posture. The next adjustment we'll make is the seat depth adjustment, which will be on the left-hand side of the chair when sitting in it, and it's this small paddle towards the back of the seat pan. As we raise this paddle up, it'll allow us to move the seat depth in or further out to accommodate the user's height and leg length. Ultimately, we'd like to see just about 2 or 3 fingers length from the back of our leg to the edge of the seat pan. That's going to maximize the benefits of that contour seat and reduce the most seated pressure without restricting circulation at the back of the legs. The next adjustment we'll talk about is for the angle of the backrest. So there's another paddle on the right-hand side of the chair when sitting in it towards the back of the seat, and that's going to allow for us to adjust the angle of the backrest. In doing this, we're able to sit more upright as the back is spring assisted forward. It allows for ease of use when adjusting it while sitting in the chair. So while we can sit at this 90 degrees and it's a perfectly safe working posture, studies show that opening up that angle of the backrest closer to maybe 110 degrees is going to alleviate some additional pressure off the lumbar spine. We have our height adjustment for our arms, which allow for adequate support for the neck and shoulders, with our arms falling naturally to our side, and we can accommodate this based on the user's workstation as well. The goal is to have our arms resting naturally to our side on the memory foam arm pad, which will help reduce any kind of contact stress throughout the forearms and elbows. You may have seen that these arms swivel inward to allow better support when we're tasking and typing. We can also adjust the width of that arm bracket by following the arm bracket down to where it meets the mechanism itself. There's a star-shaped hand screw that will allow us to change the width of where those arms will sit. Moving on to the height and depth adjustment for our backrest, or specifically our lumbar support. For the height adjustment, the backrest works off of a ratchet mechanism. This means that we have 7 clicks if we move slowly before it resets back down to the bottom. So as we raise it to its highest position, it'll move back down. You'll want to ensure you hear a click at the bottom, knowing that it's reset. This allows us to adjust to the user's height and make sure that the lumbar is just about above the belt line. That's going to help provide the optimal support. Next, we have our Shukra lumbar adjustment, which will adjust the depth. So the Shukra lumbar is going to not act as a pump. It's not going to rotate all the way around. It's going to have a minimum for depth and a maximum. So as we set this to the user's preference, we can stop anywhere in between to find the optimal support. The next adjustment we'll talk about is the tilt lock for the synchro tilt. On the left-hand side of the chair, we have another feather tail shaped paddle, and if we rotate it towards the back, it's going to release that synchronized glide. We're able to lock this glide into 5 different positions, and a nice feature is that it has an anti-kick mechanism. What that means is if I release that recline mechanism, the chair is not going to spring me forward automatically. We must lean back into the chair and it'll release that recline to release it from that position. Again, we have 5 locking positions anywhere in between. We also have the tension adjustment for that synchro glide. This allows us to fit that ride for the user's height and weight accordingly. Towards the front of the mechanism, at the very bottom, we have a cone-shaped knob. This cone-shaped knob allows us to rotate towards the floor. There's a plus arrow to indicate, which will add tension or make it stiffer to recline back, meaning that we need to provide more effort. We can rotate that cone-shaped knob towards us or towards the seat, and that'll loosen the tension or make it easier for us to recline back in that synchronized tilt. And that'll conclude the adjustments for the 5694 balance chair in the deluxe version. In closing, please remember to reference your user manual for more information on the adjustments, as well as warranty information and exclusions that may apply to your warranty. You can also find your care instructions for the material of your chair and regular maintenance. We want to make sure you get the most out of your LIFEFORM chair. For any additional questions, contact your dealer or visit us at lifeformchairs.com.